What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the updates to the matchmaking in CSGO, because it's been just over a few months now since the matchmaking change has taken effect, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it and reflect and give you guys my opinions on the ranking system in its current state. So if you guys are unaware what happened, basically in December when they rolled out the winter update and the revolver came out and it was overpowered and all that guff, they also changed the elo system in the ranks in CSGO, meaning that it was harder to gain the ranks. They increased the elo cap that was required for you to gain that rank. So for example, if Global Elite previously before this update was 1,600, now it might be something crazy like 2,000 or 2,500. So it was significantly increased to give it more of a challenge, and it was, a lot harder to obtain compared to previously. So why did Valve make this change? Well, a post was made on Reddit by a Valve employee basically saying that they increased the boundaries due to the increasing number of players that CSGO was getting, and also the substantial upward drift over time in the skill group distribution, which I basically think means that there were too many people in the higher ranks compared to the lower ranks, and they thought it was too easy to get to global, which at the time it was way too easy to get to global. I got to Supreme, and then I stopped playing the game just because I kind of got bored. But it was way too easy to get global compared to what it is now. But we will talk about that in a bit further on in this video. So Brian basically goes on to say that they want the average rank to be about Gold Nova 4. Now, as you guys can see from the image that is on screen now, this was taken in November prior to the update. The majority of the player base is around Gold Nova 4, but then it also is at AA, and then it's just completely scattered below both of those ranks. So it's not balanced in terms of how CSGO and how they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be a complete curve effect, with the highest point of the curve being Gold Nova 4, and that is completely not what it is here. Obviously you've got Global Elites at 2.8% of the player base. Now if you look at the next image, which is from late December, early January, it is completely different. It's more of a curve effect, starting around Gold Nova 1 and Gold Nova 2, Gold Nova 2 currently being the highest, but even this image isn't up to date. But as you guys can see, it is a lot more balanced, and that's exactly what they were looking for around the Gold Nova section. And as you guys can see from the new image that I have just pulled today, so this is an absolute fresh image, Gold Nova 2 and Gold Nova 1 are literally on par being the average rank in CSGO. Now you have to bear in mind that these aren't calculating every single player in CSGO. This is just from a large player base, but obviously you guys can see that the update that they wanted to do is clearly working, but the problem I see with it is that the average isn't Gold Nova 4, which is a real problem because people are being deranked, and in fairness there shouldn't be, because obviously they're being deranked maybe 1 or 2 ranks more than they should have due to the fact that the average is 1 or 2, maybe 3 more ranks below than what it should be. So people might have a problem with that. Whether it'll balance out, I'm not quite sure, but if they do want the average to be Gold Nova 4, they may have to change the ranking system again to increase it and make it a little bit more easier for people to rank up, but it just depends how they see it. So, of course, one of the main problems that this update came with is a lot of complaints that people were being deranked way too quickly, even after winning 3, 4, 5 games in a row, losing one and then being deranked. A lot of people were complaining that it was just completely unacceptable. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about why that is. There is a perfectly good explanation for it, and the best video that I've found for that is Nick Bunyuns' video, so I'll put his video down in the description as well. You guys can click it as it is on screen as well. But he basically does a visual representation on Photoshop of why you are still being deranked quite easily. It's a fantastic visual representation. It completely explains it all quite easily, even if you're not very technical and not very understanding. So go check his video out. That's a fantastic video on it. But like I said, in a nutshell, despite his video being up, you're being deranked because of the elo change. Your elo is now balancing out, so your current elo actually matches up with a new rank that it's been given, so you will get deranked to that specific rank a lot quicker. But once it's balanced out, obviously then it'll not become as easy to rank up. It'll probably go back to normal in terms of you being deranked and ranking up and things like that. But like I said, go check his video out, he does it fantastically. So just to conclude and give you guys my final thoughts of the update, overall I think the intentions of the update are good. Global Elite needed to definitely be a lot more challenging to get. Like I said, it was a lot more easier to get Global Elite previous to this update, and like I said, now it's a lot harder to get, with the player base being a vast majority less than prior to the update that occupied Global Elite and even Supreme as well. So I'm glad that Valve are taking steps to make it a little bit more challenging in CSGO. I think this was a better move compared to adding new ranks, because a lot of people have wanted new ranks in CSGO, and this is basically just a different way to do it, rather than adding new ranks and doing the elo system that way, you know, balancing it out, making it a lot harder for you to get global. It feels more of a challenge, and it's more of a success when you actually get it, because like I said, now it is very, very difficult to get. So like I said, my final thoughts, I think it's a good update. If they do want the average to be around Gold Nova 4, they will need to do some changes, as it is around Gold Nova 2, Gold Nova 1 at the moment. So if they do want the average to be Gold Nova 4, once they've got more data, I would imagine that they'll start rolling out a few updates to make it a little bit easier to rank up and change the elo just ever so slightly, so it is on average. But it's a good update nonetheless, and that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button down below, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next video.